Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today an infantry civilization with a powerful backup archer unit takes on an archer civilization with a powerful backup infantry unit, as the Viper, playing as the Vikings in yellow, prepares to take on Mr. Yo, playing as the Italians in blue. Now while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, and try their best to forget my atrocious Sopranos impression, not a bad opportunity for us to take a look at the Civ matchup we are going to be watching today. Now, the Vikings are a civilization that focuses primarily on their infantry. Starting in the Feudal Age, all their infantry get 20% more HP and can be upgraded to get an attack bonus +5 against cavalry. This boost does benefit their unique unit, the Berserker, a durable, well-armored, strong infantry unit whose health automatically regenerates at a ridiculous rate of 40 HP per minute. Now, infantry, as we all know, as lovers of this game, generally move a little bit slow on the battlefield, so to help protect them, Viking archers can be upgraded to get a small +1 attack boost. And to afford their military endeavors, the Vikings do get wheelbarrow and handcart upgrades for free, so their economy hits the ground frickin' running, and their infantry, which already come with a few cool features I just mentioned, can be upgraded to earn gold when they kill villagers, monks, and trade units. Now, whose villagers, whose monks, and who, maybe not trade units in a 1v1, will the Viper be looking to kill? Well, look no further than the 3 o'clock position of the map, where we've got Mr. Yo playing as the Italians in blue. Very much a cost-cutting civilization. Their university techs are cheaper, advancing to the next age is cheaper, and their gunpowder units are, you got it, more expensive. Just kidding. They're also 20% cheaper. Now, using all those saved resources, the Italians can actually field 2 unique units. The first, the Genoese crossbowman, is a pretty decent foot archer with a decent attack bonus against cavalry. The second is the Condottiero, a quick-moving tanky infantry unit with not only a massive +10 attack bonus against gunpowder units, but also added bonus armor against certain gunpowder units. Although on this particular Civ matchup, since I don't think the Vikings get hand cannoneers or bombard cannons, unless someone wants to correct me, I don't think they do. I'm not too sure we're going to get to see Condottieri. Now, to make their Condottieri and their foot archers, except for their skirmishers, last a little bit longer on the battlefield, the Italians can actually upgrade both those classes of units to get +1/+1 armor. And by the way, starting in Imperial Age, as the Italians, you can begin training Condottieri out of your barracks. Unlike the Huns, unlike the Goths, you do not need to research a specific Anarchy or Marauders tech. You basically get that feature free of charge. So that is the Civ matchup we've got before us. An Ibex is being pushed for our Italian. A deer is being pushed for our Viking. Not a bad opportunity, as the players now sit on 15 villagers a pop. What is this? What are you? Duck, duck, goose. For us to actually take a look at the map we're watching today and see where the potential attacks may come from, what the actual attack path does in fact look like. So for the first time in a long time, we have what appears to be maybe not an exact mirror spawn with the Viper up here, and Mysterio probably should have been, spawning down here, but pretty close, pretty damn close to an actual mirror spawn. Not too far away, there is a big forest in the center with a relic. Let's take a look at the bases, as players have clawed their way up to 17 villagers. Mysterio has 3 forests very far away, 1 forest in the rear, 1 forest on the attack path, which is nice. And he's going to need it because his primary stone, additional gold, and secondary stone, all 3 are in the forward position. Gold and berries, nice, secure to the back. Not bad at all. Where's your third patch of gold? It is over here to the rear position. So on the whole, not a terrible base for Mr. Yo. I say not terrible, let's say for Arabia, since it is still on the whole a fairly open and inviting base for raids, as is the Viper, who has 2 forests in the forward position, kind of flanking, and his forward position very much open and exposed entirely. Unlike Mysterio, whose berries and gold are to the back, the Vipers are pretty much in the forward position. Extra stone to the rear, extra gold to the north, extra gold, looks like, to the bottom left, so secure to his rear. He's got a few extra resource patches here as well. We'll see how the Viper decides to wall off his base, if at all. Sometimes, you never know, the players decide to go for big old construction projects. Sometimes they just ignore it altogether. Not too sure what to make of this vertical row of houses and a barracks in the middle of nowhere, although I like that he put it on the hill, which means he is denying Mr. Yo position on that hill. So fantastic location there already for the barracks of our Viking. The barracks of our Italian will get spotted as a scout comes in here. Okay. So the Viper's going to try to get the first kill of the game. We'll see whether or not he does. Oh my goodness, he does. Okay. Villagers without loom, beware. Viper at the 8.5-minute mark, sniping a villager, taking a whole bunch of damage on his scout, and then getting the hell out of town like an outlaw in the 1880s. Gets the hell out of here, and he's unfortunately going to lead Mysterio directly into his Feudal Age building project, although I suspect he wanted to lead Mysterio straight into the welcoming arms of that spearman. Instead, Mysterio a little bit too quick on the draw. I don't know why I'm doing so many cowboy analogies all of a sudden. He's very quick on the draw, this cowboy. And so he sees the archery range, sees the spearman come out, trying to entice and trap him, and then continues his exploration. By the way, is this the first time Mysterio's going out on the map? I think it is. So the Viper basically led Mysterio right back to the Viper's base. By the way, speaking of that base, where is the Viper's scout at the moment? Is that the dot moving to the south? Yes, it is. So he's going to continue exploring, probably looking for relics. This is the Harris style of gameplay with your opening scout. Once it reaches single-digit HP, send it out onto the map. Why the hell not? Let it explore. Let it look for relics. Its usefulness in battle is not really that high anymore. Ooh, Mysterio, just a few more tiles away from discovering that this is a double archery play, and so our infantry civilization is beginning to look a lot like an archer civilization. 2 archers are out. 1 more is being trained. Both players 22, 23 villagers a pop. Let's take a look at Mysterio's base. Rear, kind of, but not really being walled off. Forward position, not too sure what to make of either player's wall-off attempts. I don't even know if these 2 buildings are technically closed on one another or walled off. This certainly isn't. Oh, yeah, there's a palisade in between them. Okay. The Viper secures this little nook. Mysterio cannot go in through there. And again, I don't know if these buildings are really touching one another. It kind of looks like it, but Age of Empires, MC Escher, the MC Escher of the RTS world, you never really know exactly what the hell is going on. And for the last 2 minutes, Mysterio's been adding to his scout count. Viper's, ooh, he's returned. Look at that on the mini-map, the bit of a long distance route he took to get here. We'll see what he can discover. Let's see what he can I was going to say snipe, but probably these loom villagers are not going to be easy pickings anymore. Mysterio, by the way, 1 stable, 1 barracks, 1 archery range, and a blacksmith. Okay, so he's doing what he tends to have been doing lately. Tends to have been doing, that's not proper English. He's doing what he's been doing lately, which is creating a little bit of a nook for himself. A little self-contained island. He heard the quote that no man is an island unto himself. He disagrees most vehemently, as he now gets revenge on the scout that killed the villager. So, okay. Revenge is a dish best served 5 minutes afterwards. And I'm not too sure the Viper is going to find a lot of purchase here, as the avenues to penetrate this base have been taken away from him. Although a few villagers might feel the wrath of the archer unit. I mean, that to me seems a little suspicious. 4 archer units gunning down a moving villager that quickly. The Vikings, instead of getting wheelbarrow automatically, did they somehow get ballistics in the Feudal Age? That seems very quick to me. Unless I missed that the villager had a little bit of HP, or I missed the pathing of that villager. That seems a little suspicious to me. In any event, Spearman is chasing a skirmisher who is now being pushed away by archer units to the front, archers and a spearman to the rear. So both players are microing 2 army groups, at least 2 for now. It looks like the Viper wants to conglomerate his 2 independent armed forces into one big fist, Robert Baratheon style. What's bigger, 5 or 1? 1 army in Westeros. And Mysterio says, okay, LOL. Just get the hell out of here. Nothing you're going to do with these archers against my skirmishers. To be fair, is the point of this army here from the Viper to... I mean, obviously, he killing villagers is an absolute epic get there. But I'm wondering what the point of this army was. I mean, you're shoving in a bunch of archers. You know your opponent's just going to go skirmishers. And then you kind of stick around. This, to me, I don't know. I'm getting the smell of distraction here from the Viper. Is anyone else getting the kind of sense that the Viper is just happy to throw... Now he's throwing away units? Something's amiss here. Is he already clicked up the Castle Age? No. He's ahead 1 villager. Mysterio is, unfortunately for his sake, housed. And just now going to keep... Oh, I'm just now going to start building that house. Maybe the Viper just overextended his stay. I don't know. Something was odd about that push from the Viper. I don't know what exactly it is. But anytime somebody with archers takes a very serious push into skirmishers and then has their opponent running to the literally middle of the map, middle of nowhere, I always suspect some kind of sneaky foul play, you know? Viper does have the wood for one more farm, which he's going to need since he's got 2 villagers working that one farm. Unfortunately, co-op farming is not a thing in Age of Empires. And here we go. Army count. The Viper is ahead 9 units. He's ahead 4 villagers. Monsieur does, by the way, also have wheelbarrow. Had to pay for it, but does also have that upgrade. And he's going heavy on the skirmishers in his little enclosed enclave here. Anything new in the base to report? Absolutely nothing. So both players' base building is done. Double archery range for the Viper is done. Where is the secondary structure? It's that blacksmith that he placed here earlier. Now he's got a band of skirmishers. You think we were watching the Aztecs with their quicker unit training? No, we're watching the Vikings. He's now ahead, still ahead rather, 11 villagers. Mysterio's housed again at 50. What the hell is going on with Mysterio? I don't think I've ever seen him housed twice in one game. He must be rattled. He must be thinking about something. As this Viking army, infantry be damned for both players, is moving into the center position of the map with the skirmisher line of sight. They will have seen this blue army, which takes 1 javelin throw. Now Monsieur is running around to the other edges of the world, the other side of the map, trying to locate relics, trying to find resources, whatever it is you can find. Information is as valuable as gold in this game, and they are both heading up to Castle Age. And in fact, Mr. Yo is heading there first, because remember, the Italians, it doesn't cost them 800 food, 200 gold, cost them 680 food and 170 gold because of that 15% discount. Viper's on the high ground. He's got a lot of archers. If Mr. Yo can target this properly, he might get a fantastic exchange here, but no, he actually loses 4 skirmishers without killing anything but 1 archer here. Okay. I thought that would have gone a little bit better for Mr. Yo, since at his leisure, he can pretty much pick off gold-intensive units. Archers are not cheap gold-wise in this stage of the game with his trash unit skirmishers. Let's see Mr. Yo's vision of the map, because he's now kind of, oh, look at that mini-map. He's almost at 100% map vision. This and a little bit of the Viper's base is all that he hasn't seen. That is incredible scouting from our Italian. The Viper, if you look at the minimap now, okay, maybe like 70% of the map. And finally, Mr. Yo starts targeting. 3 archers lie dead. Immediately, cavalry upgrades. Okay, so he's going night play to clear out these archer units from the Viking. As the Viking is moving more units in the forward position, I thought maybe villagers. No, you are even more archers. Where's that Bodkin crossbow combo? There it is. Bodkin as well for our Italian. Okay. The Viper moves in. Monsieur preemptively pulls his villagers. If you're in the south, I'm just going to go jack my wood to the north. More archers moving in 6 seconds away from being crossbows. Monsieur does not have the resources for the skirmisher upgrade at the moment, which means his basic skirmishers are going to get absolutely wrecked by these crossbowmen. And yeah, okay, immediately turns around. He sold food for gold. So yeah, he knows he's got to get that elite skirmisher upgrade immediately. Otherwise, there's not too much that he's going to be able to do against crossbows. Skirmishers, as cool as they are, you need that elite upgrade if you're facing crossbows. 3 knights move out of the base. Looks like the TC managed to get its first kill here a little while ago. All right, we'll keep an eye on that force. At the moment, though, Mr. 3, 2, 1. And all of a sudden, it's the Viper who's in trouble, who might want to get the hell out of here. And remember, we're in Castle, which means the Vikings do automatically get handcart for free. The Viper is ahead 3 villagers. He's ahead handcart. If you don't keep up with that Viking economy, you are basically asking to be wrecked. And for the second time this game, the Viper is just keeping Mr. Yo back. He is just keeping him pinned to the rear of his base, the forward position. He's attacking a house, okay, so not exactly the craziest of situations happening there. But here comes those three knights. Here come those three knights. A relief column. There's enough crossbows that have been killed that this is the moment Mysterio feels comfortable enough to charge into a bunch of skirmishers who, to be honest, are not going to get any kills here. Any knight kills, I should say. They should probably be targeting this one skirmisher. Yeah, he does. But this is a lot of dead archer units here for our Viking, whose army count plummets to only 3 times bigger of his opponent. 3 times bigger than his opponent. More crossbows on the way. Ballistics on the way for our Viking. He's expanding with the second TC to the north next to the stone. Ooh, let's see some berserkers. While Mysterio is expanding with a third TC, having got his second up a little bit earlier. Has the Viper seen it with those crossbows? Yeah, he did see them. See it, rather. Loses this. Ooh, okay. Mysterio's also getting ballistics, realizing that, hey, okay, you know what? You want to engage into a ranged war with me? Allow me to introduce you to the Italian stallion known as the elite skirmisher, the Viper. What are you moving down here? More units. Oh my goodness, look at the mini-map. A third TC for him as well to the rear. So the Viper is enveloping this Italian base, and now he's starting to one-shot villagers. 9 villager kills. Oh my goodness. 10 villager kills. 11. Okay, things are going from bad to worse. That one palisade wall next to the house has been breached as well. So now the Viper is inside the actual Italian settlement to the south. He's also laming a bunch of villagers who are trying their darndest just to have an honest day's work mining gold. But no, our Viking says, not on my watch. You have not paid your Dane Geld, and so you are ripe for the taken. Knight moves south, unaware of the crossbow body moving just north of how close he came to being killed. Our Viking is getting farming upgrades at the moment. Just a few skirmishers is enough to lame this entire gold mining operation, which is fantastic. But one knight comes in, and that's all she wrote for this small band of skirmishers. I don't think Mysterio even needs to bring these additional skirmishers. Oh, Monk luckily pops out at the best time for that Monk. And it looks like, you know what? My attack group to the south has been killed, or is in the process of being killed. Why don't I just move to the north? And that's exactly what the Viper is doing. If I zoom out, we can actually see both army groups. The Viper is just keeping Mysterio pinned back. Huge. I mean, let's look at his map vision. Mysterio has not seen anything from the Viper side of the map in a long time. Now, skirmisher play is fantastic right up until the moment your opponent shows up with something other than an archer unit. But for now, skirmisher play is what is keeping Mysterio... I was going to say keeping Mysterio in this game, but villagers now, he's down 20 villagers, 21, 22. He's also down half the army count of his opponent. The Viper, just this unrelenting pressure. Like I said, you'd think you were watching the Aztecs with how amazingly productive the Viking military-industrial complex is being right now. The Viper is just keeping Mysterio pinned inside his base. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Viper begins accumulating resources now for Imperial Age. The only thing he's spending food on is villagers and skirmishers. 9 crossbowmen are being trained. Will he even get cleaned up here? I don't really know. I mean, obviously he's going to get cleaned up here. But how many units is he going to take with him? Wow, kill count. Mysterio, more kills. The Viper, 20 villager kills. Oh yeah, okay. I'm just going to double down on archer units with double the amount of archery ranges I had a second ago. But boom, missing the first volley is that one Italian mangonel. Missing the second volley as well. Third volley missed as well. Mangonel not exactly getting the greatest of shot. This dumb bastard walked in at the wrong possible time. So out of 5 volleys so far, 2 out of 6, 2 have hit. Okay, now we're finally starting to get better volleys from these mangonels. What the hell took Mysterio so long to go up to mangonels, I wonder? Relying more on knights and monks at the moment. I mean, monks are an interesting choice against a full ranged army. Mysterio with another, or my apologies, the Viper with 2 siege workshops here in the forward position. Mysterio's going to see them immediately with those knights. You don't need to be a Frankish knight with extra line of sight to see what the hell is going on here. And what is this? When did this happen? Why is there a random Viking villager, now two random Viking villagers inside the Italian base, and now she's trying to fight the knight? Oh, the Viper is just being such an annoying POS. From Mr. Yo's perspective, of course. From our perspective, that's just absolutely epic. Of all things, to put an outpost. He sees the stone mining operation underway. I mean, this is just an incredible play out of the Viper. If you haven't watched, a few days ago, we live streamed the World Desert Championship. The Gamer Legion clan took on the Down Under, the team from Down Under. And man, oh man, there was a 1v1 with the Viper where he was just chock full of shenanigans, chock full of little moves like this. But ultimately, it looks like this one villager will die. And down will go the outpost, Mr. Yo, for the first time in what, 35 minutes since his scout chased into here at the 8.5-9 minute mark of the game. For the first time this game period, he is putting on aggression on the other side of the map. But the Viper is heading up to Imperial, and it really might be one of those GGs once the Viper hits Imperial, because I don't know what the hell Mysterio is going to do against Arbalesters with Boggs Vagar. Not that Boggs Vagar is really an option right now, although the Viper does have the stone for a castle if he so wished. One of the archery ranges is under attack. The Viper needs to protect this gold, though. This is a pretty scary counter archer army out of our Italian, who's down 10 army count. He's down almost 40 villagers, 37, 35 now villagers. Yeah, Mysterio needs to get damage, and killing 1 out of 6 archery rangers is not the damage that he needs to get done right now. He's himself bringing some battering rams. Fantastic. Would love to see a forward siege workshop so those battering rams didn't have to move, plod their way so slowly. And that's what happens when you're outnumbered 25-1. You get absolutely one-shotted. The Vipers and Imperial immediately bracer. Okay, so at least we're not seeing a GG. Immediately bracer, immediately Arbalester. Mysterio is buying wooden food as much as he can. What is going on down here? Oh, he's starting to expand. Okay, he wants to hunt. He wants the gold mine. And of course, I have to pivot away and look at a tiger right as a big old pancake happens here. And the Viper brings his villagers forward. If he can get rid of these mangonels, then it might be GG. 2 of them fall immediately. The third stares death in the face, falls as well. But now the Viper's losing Arbalesters to one-shot skirmishers. And villagers, look at the minimap. Villagers are moving to Mr. Yo's base with a big fat castle drop. What an absolute disaster for our Italian, who is going to see the castle going up with his line of sight, and now his stone mining operations are in jeopardy. Will he be able to get 200 or at the very least 100 more stone? The answer is no. Wow. I mean, there have been some comments lately on my videos when we watch the Viper lose. Oh, he's washed up. He's this, he's that. This guy sucks. Blah, 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 blah. Man, oh man, did he keep Mysterio pinned back. I mean, how many army groups was the Viper micro? He's got to have Hera level micro. Yeah, 200 to 300. I knew it. Mysterio, towards the end. The Viper, towards the middle of the game. Wow. So just like I said, microing 4. At one point, I think it was 4. 2 to 4 army groups at any given time, constantly swirling around the Italian base like a great white shark circling its prey, keeping Mysterio pinned back. And like I said, Mysterio pushed out at the 35-minute mark of the game. And so while he is what I call the king of holds, and he did hold against the, let's call it slashing, because it wasn't really like a brute force attack. The Viper didn't really set up shop here until very late and try to brute force entry his way in. Even when he came in with crossbows into this one broken palisade, he got cleaned up eventually. But this wasn't like a battering ram melee cavalry kind of push, melee infantry. This was more of a, you know, slice you and dice you Dothraki style. A little cut over here, a little cut over there, a little cut here, a couple of villagers killed here, a couple of villagers lamed over here, style attack from the Viper, and it paid off. Mysterio held, but unfortunately held for what? Because at the end of the day, when he finally was able to push out, There was a reason the Viper let him push out. That's because the Viper was very much in Imperial mode, and he gets his butt up to Imperial, doesn't even have a castle up. We have a game between the Viper and Mysterio where there's not a single freaking castle on the map, one being dropped right in the Stone Miner's face. And unfortunately for Mysterio, that is more than he can handle, and that push getting denied here as well, with those villagers coming in and killing the mangonels. I mean, that was just a brilliant move out of the Viper, realizing that skirmishers are not really going to kill villagers very quickly or at all. And so just why the hell not? I'll just move my villagers in here, kill the mangonels, and once the mangonels are done, okay, whatever, I'll lose a few arbalesters. I don't really care because I'm castle dropping on the other side of the map. I've got 5 archery ranges left. Make that 3. Okay, so Mysterio actually doing a decent job crushing the important buildings here. So I'm glad he had the game sense to focus on that building and not, for example, on the barracks or anything else. But ultimately, the Viper keeping Mysterio pinned back for 35 minutes while he just used that steroided Viking economy to go bonkers. Let's take a look at the stats, because I suspect economically it's going to be nowhere freaking close. Arbalesters to skirmishers, skirmishers to knights. That's how crazy the Viper's build was, that he literally built nothing but foot archers and skirmishers. Mysterio, did he even get a single conversion? 3 conversions, okay. Relic gold, somehow Mysterio always manages to get ahead in relics. But look at the economy. 11,000. More than 40% bigger economy for the Viking. 4,000 wood, 3,000 food. Oh my goodness, 3,000 gold, and what looks like 2 castles worth of stone more than his opponent. Holy moly. 3 conversions out of 145, about 2%. 6 racings to 5. So they both, burned the other's buildings in equal quantity. But at the end of the day, Mysterio killed a lot more units, which is not surprising since the Viper was throwing archers and skirmishers and spearmen his way. Spearmen, not spearmint, which is a delicious flavor of gum, but not relevant for this. The Viper does ultimately kill 22 villagers to the 2 of Mysterio. And so that one first kill that the Viper got with the scout, very prophetic, very indicative of what was to come. And holy moly, if you think this player is washed up, I don't freaking think so. I mean, keeping Mysterio pinned back and then not letting him move out for 35 minutes while you yourself are then, at that point, heading up to Imperial, getting Arbalesters, a castle. And again, remember, the Boggs Vagar upgrade will give these archers a +1 attack, which makes them pretty much attack the same, if I'm not mistaken, as a Mangadai, for example, or a Magyar Cav Archer, if I'm not mistaken, on a 12. Which is a pretty ridiculous attack for a unit as cheap as an Arbalester, and Mysterio realizes he's just way too far behind his opponent's in Imperial. He's still pumping out army. Now he's castle dropping you, while your last 30% of your army is about to get took here, and the rest of your army is here in the center, pretty much accomplishing nothing. More and more yellow units are surrounding you. Your knight has fallen. You've got one left. Where is he? Okay, he's back home doing absolutely nothing, cleaning up villagers and palisades and outposts. And Mysterio just realizes he's way too far behind. The Viper kept him pinned down for the longest time. And with that pinning down and with the infantry civilization's archers, it is in fact the Viper who takes the W in a pretty fun game. But GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.